Alright, so let me share a little bit about the story of the travel. So, yeah, currently now in Medellín. We were originally in Uluwatu, then we went over to Thailand, then we went over to now Colombia, Medellín. But yeah, tell you what, it was a bit of a process, especially when we got from Uluwatu. We got to the airport, and turns out my bag was 38 kilos. And like, that's a lot of weight, 38 kilos. So they wouldn't let me put it on. I'm like, I'll just pay extra. And they're like, no, it's just unsafe. And I'm like, but anyway, we ended up getting into the airport, all good. Get to the flight. Thailand flight's pretty close from Bali, about 4 hours. We land in Thailand, head over to the accommodation. We stayed at like Oceanfront, which is just where Patong is, just outside of it. So it's not like right in the strip where it's noisy, and you're dealing with all the degeneracy. So we got into a good spot. Me and Jax were in the same room, 2 single beds, pretty good. I actually didn't think of it. I was like I'm going there with the intention I'm going to take sales calls. I didn't really think of it. And then he's like, you better not be taking fucking sales calls while I'm asleep. And I'm like, yeah, I am. He's like, oh, you're not, hun? I'm like, yeah. He's like, no. So we had like a bit of an argument there. And then I'll take him outside, it'll be fine. And then I'm like, I'll go outside. I'm like, oh shit, he's going to hear me. And at this time he had just had staph pop up on his neck. So he's trying to like sleep 8-10 hours so he can reset and feel better. So anyway, like, and then I look at my arm, and all of a sudden my arm starts getting a little bit red. What's that? So I just kind of ignored it. This happened like on the way to Thailand, the flight. I really ignored it. And then obviously being in the same room with him, staph travels, obviously through sweat, and like when you train with someone, for example, flight-wise, staph will travel. But he had staph, and then he also had like a fungal infection. The fungal infection travels through air. So turns out, me being on a flight with him for 4 hours, we've got that. Plus then you've got me living in a room with him for the next 5 days. So I look down and my arms like it was like red blotches. I'll show you really quickly. You'll see that. Oh, there you go. See that? Like the little red blotch. It's not too bad now. Like before, it was far worse. So, like having that, I was like, shit. So anyway, I'm waking up early in the mornings to go take these sales calls, waking up at like 2 a.m, taking these calls late, going down to like this lobby, this dark room. And then every time I went down, there's a guy sitting in the corner, like just watching reels, and it's like 2 a.m. and he's just like watching reels like this. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And then went down another, there was a guy sleeping. Then went down, there's another guy and he was just watching me take call, and I was like, this is really weird. But yeah, so from that, I, once I started noticing the arm popped up, I was like, oh shit. Like I can't be in the same room, so I know how to get another room. It was like $250 a night. It was good, like the last couple of nights of it was pretty good. Like it was good to just take some calls, get into a good flow. All of these things just add up, and you're like, holy shit. Anyway, so that's Thailand. And then the last night I went back into the room with Jax. By then he was healing, I was healing on the antibiotics, so it was pretty good. And then so now we're going to Thailand, we're going to Phuket. We're going from Thailand to Hong Kong, Hong Kong to LA, LA to Panama City, Panama City to Medellín. So it was like 4 flights, it was a lot. Anyway, so get to Thailand airport. We got extra bags anyway as well, which was good. So got through Phuket, straight through. Now, so we got to Phuket airport and we're getting ready to check in. We're keen, let's go. Anyway, chick goes, oh, you guys can't do your LA flight. We said, why? Because you don't have a US visa. I'm like, we didn't fucking need one. Like we're literally stopping over in LA for like a few hours and then we're on the next flight. But we need to have a visa. So she said, well, I can't let you book on the LA flight, but I can let you jump on the Hong Kong flight. And Jack's like, oh shit, like what do we do? Do we stay in Phuket, make sure the visa's approved? Do we go to Hong Kong, spend the night there? And we're like tossing up, okay, I'm like, shit. So like, and then she's like, the gate's closing at 10:50. And like at this time it was like 10:30. So like, okay, we're like, okay, let's get the visa. So we're like express visa. And then it's like, okay, visa paid for, now wait. Approval can be anywhere from 10 minutes to 72 hours. And we're like, holy shit. So like refresh. And then it like gets to like 10:40 and we're like, oh shit, 45 past. And we're like, let's just go to Hong Kong. Because at least we know we're closer. We're at Hong Kong now. We're closer to Medellín than we were before. Okay, so then we get checked through. We ended up pumping some edibles before the flight as well, because we're like, we've got a 4-hour flight, then we got to a 12-hour flight to LA. So we're like, let's just have some edibles, fuck it, let's go. Anyway, we get on the flight, because we could get Wi-Fi on the flight. Jack checked his phone and his visa got approved on flight. I checked mine, my visa got approved 10 minutes later. So our visa has now been approved for the US, so we can go into LA. Perfect. Now, this is where it gets a little bit complicated, because when you're doing like a flight where it's like the carryover, so it's like if I'm going from Phuket to Hong Kong and then Hong Kong to LA, it's like a same kind of flight, it's like the same carryover. What do they call that? It's when it's the connecting flight. So it's the connecting flight. So what they do is at the first drop when you do the bags is they put another bag tag on to go from Hong Kong straight to LA, so it just travel the plane. But because she only put the bag tag on from Phuket to Hong Kong, because she could put the LA tag on. So now I said to the chick on the plane, I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know my visa's been approved. Is it a possibility you can call the ground staff ahead and let them know as soon as we land to move our bags on the LA flight? Because we only had an hour and a half to be able to check out, to be able to check back in. Oh, sorry, we only had an hour and a half to the next flight, which most airports, you got to go through immigration, get your bags, and then you got to check back in. So now I'm like, oh shit. So I told her, and then I told another chick, and she's like, yeah, we'll see what we can do, And as soon as we jumped off the flight, I went straight over to the guys that stand up. You know when you walk out of come out of the plane, you walk down the little middle corridor, and then there's usually guys that are with that airline. There's usually people that are with that airline at the end of that flight tunnel. So they'll be like, oh, hey, welcome to Hong Kong. Nice to see you. Welcome to Hong Kong, whatever it is. Or they're holding like a pamphlet. And I said to him, hey man, just want to let you know, XYZ, we got our visa approved. Is there a possibility to carry our bags over? He's like, no. It was like a straight up fucking cold no. And I was like, is there anything we can do? Like, we couldn't get our next bag tags carried over because of visa. Like, we now got it. Is there a possibility to carry over? He's like, no, we don't operate like that. And then I'm like, the next flight's an hour and 20. He's like, you're not going to make it. And he's like, if you want to make it, leave now. And I'm looking at Jack. I'm like, man, is there anything we can do? I'm using all my sales tax. I'm like, man, is there anything we can do? He's like, no. I said to Jackson, I said, let's fucking go. I'm like, we're going to make this. So we are literally like sprinting down the corridor. And then we get to the point where it's like immigration, where it's like, checking in to that country where they've got to check your passport, ask you a few questions. We get there and there's like a line, which the line, you can usually tell by how many people are in the line and how quick people are going through and how long it's going to take. So I look at the line, I'm like, that's 30 minutes. And then I see this stuff and I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know what's going on. Like, is there a possibility I can just pay to get through faster? Like, I don't want to miss my flight. I've got a connecting flight. I couldn't get on because of the visa. This guy just goes, no need to pay. Follow me. Straight through. Didn't even wait. Bang, bang, bang. Stamp my passport, stamp Jack's passport, straight through. And I was like, we just saved like 30, 40 minutes. I'm like, oh my God. From there, it's like straight to the bag terminal. I'm just fucking hustling. And we get there, and I went and got a trolley, and I think within 4 minutes, all 3 of our bags had come out. And I was like, God, you got me, let's go. And I'm like, okay, sometimes in airports, what they have is like domestic, international, they're like separate terminals. And then sometimes what other terminals have is like where the arrivals are and departures are sometimes a little bit far away. Thankfully, in Hong Kong airport, where we arrived was like level 1, which was like arrivals, level 1, and then departures was level 3, so it's just up an elevator. And I was like, oh, let's go. Anyway, we get there, and I'm like, okay, we're so close. 3 bags, get there, check in, drop the bags off, and then it's like, okay, we're through, we've checked in. And then it's like, okay, now we got to get to our gate. Obviously hustling through Hong Kong airport, we get to our gate, and there's like a 20-minute line. And I'm like, I'm boarding in like 20 minutes. So like our flight takes off in 20 minutes, so like, am I gonna make this? I'm wigging a little, like, am I gonna actually make this or not? Anyway, we get there, get on the flight to LA, and I just look at Jackson, I'm like, right, we made it. And like now we got like a 12-hour leg, and like we know we're going direct to LA, bags are sorted. And it was just like this big relief. It was like all this stress for nothing. It was like all this stress to, visa not approved, can't do this, gotta rush, gotta. It's like, it was all good the whole time. It was like, it was fine the whole time. And it was just like all this extra stress and pressure that like, oh, we gotta rush. And we got there, it was like fine. And so on the flight to LA, I slept for about 80% of it, which was great. Obviously wake up, watch a couple movies, fucking around on the flight. But like literally just slept. Obviously don't eat plain food, we're doing a fast. And then we get to LA. All right, so now we landed in LA, and like as soon as we jump in, like that feeling, it's like, fuck yeah, it's fresh. You see the American flag when you walk down, pretty much straight through, really easy to, in LA, obviously like an advanced country, it's a Western country, it's a first world country, so super fast in terms of the immigration, straight through. Went over to get our bags, and I think we got our bags in like 20 minutes. It was straight through, so quick. So I was like, perfect. And then we were like, oh cool, we might as well just go drop our bags off and then just check in for the next flight, and then we can just roam around. But turns out it was like 3:34 p.m. when we got out ready to go. Turns out our flight wasn't until 10 p.m. So I look at Jax, I'm like, bro, let's go. Like, we're in LA. We got time. Obviously we got 3 bags. We got 2 carry-ons each. We've got backpack and then 2 carry-on each, plus 3 bags combined. So a lot of stuff. And I'm like, fuck, what do we do? Let's go. So anyway, grateful. Like majority of these Western countries near the airports, they've got like little hotels that you can go to. So end up checking into the Sheraton. Just drop the bags off. Shower. First thing you want to do when you've been traveling since like what would have been like about 21 hours of travel. First thing you want to do is just shower, clean, freshen up. Anyway, so then we're like, cool, let's go get some food. We're in LA, went to go to Whole Foods, good spot, roam around, get some good food. And like Whole Foods is equivalent to what we've got in Australia being like Flannery's, which is like majority of the food is like high quality, organic, minimal amount of like seed oils and fluoride and all that bullshit that's typically in a lot of Western food. So pretty high quality. Went for a little shop, little roam around. It was definitely a lot colder than we thought. So like during when we landed, like pretty warm, super cold at night, like super cold, freezing. We went from there, and then it was really good. So yeah, so then in LA, obviously roaming around, Jax wanted to get like an In-N-Out burger, just went for a bit of a play, went and checked out, a few of the smoke shops, went for a ride, went for a bit of a drive around as well. And then it's like, cool, it's like 8 p.m, so we head back, got our stuff, checked out, and then we headed over to the airport to check in. As we're checking in, the chick at the airline goes, oh, do you guys have a return flight? We're like, no. She's like, oh, well, you need a return flight aboard this flight. And I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, like it's not required by Colombia, it's just required by our airline. I'm like, fucking kidding me. Anyway, we only got 2 flights before we had the check-in, so just got some random flights, random dates. Sorted that, which is pretty funny. And then from there, straight through, bags on. We're like, okay, our flight's 10:07. Like by this time, it's like 8:40. Like not just creeping up to like 9 o'clock. So we've got a little bit of time anyway. Get through security. As we get there, the way that they've done the airport at LA is just like you have to go and you wait in line to go through like security, and it's like first line, check passport, check boarding pass, and then it's like, okay, cool. Then you walk through, and it's like you're in line again, and then you walk past a guy that's holding a sniffer dog. So now you've got another layer. So a guy that's walking with a sniffer dog. Get through that. And then you wait in line, and then you get through to like when you drop your bags and it goes through the security thing. Anyway, so right before that, I obviously you got to walk through, and then the radiation there is insane. So I said to the chick, I'm like, hey, is it possible to just get pat down, or you just get a pat down, just get a pat down, or just get like a little or just get the wand, get pat down or get the wand. And she's like, yeah, we can do the pat down. She's like, the wait time's 5 to 30 minutes though. And the way she said it was just like, you're gonna have to go through this or you're gonna miss your flight. And I was just like, what a fucking bitch. Like, you are a bitch. The way she said it, like, you can just tell someone's demeanor. And I was like, you are in a huge power trip here. What a fucking bitch. Anyway, had to bite the bullet, had some radiation and shit, but is what it is. Anyway, straight through, bag gets stopped. And I had taken Jax's bag, and this bag, is 15 fucking kilos for carry-on. This is one of Jax's bag. It's 15 kilos for carry-on. Had a bunch of my books and stuff as well. Anyway, she stops and it's creatine. She pulls the creatine and she's like, oh, what's in the bag? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. You pack it. Anyway, she checks the creatine. She's like, oh, I'm just going to test it. Test it straight away. And then comes back, okay, cool, all good. But I'm like, within minutes, tested, okay, all good. So I'm like, wow, it just showed the level of security at like, you know, in American airports, and especially with TSA. I was like, wow, like you'd hate to be a terrorist going through here. Anyway, we get straight through, and then we're obviously in LA at the airport, you know, messing around, just waiting for our flight. And then it's like, okay, cool, like we're close, like we are probably about 10 hours away, like until we get to our destination. And I'm like, okay, like we are really close. On the flight, Panama City, let's go. Flight was easy, same thing, slept for about 60 to 80% of the flight, straight in. And we get to Panama City, we get a little bit of a feed, and then it's like, cool, like we are like, I think it's like the flight from Panama City to Medellín is like an hour and 20, nothing. We're like, okay, like we're close. Anyway, flight, straight through, woke up, I went back to sleep on the Panama to Medellín. I woke up, there's like 20 minutes left of the flight, and I'm like, yes, I'm like, looking at Jax, like, we fucking made it, we made it. Anyway, land in Colombia, same thing, immigration, stamp, get the bags. And what they've got is they've got two separate exits. First exit is like, it looks like for locals to just walk straight through. Second exit looks like it's for tourists. And you gotta put your bag through another scan. And I put the bag through the scan, only one went off. He pulls his bag and he's going through it. He's like, oh, where you guys from? Yeah, what brings you to Colombia? Obviously. And then he like throws this really, really weird question that I'm like, whoa. He's like, how much cash you guys got? And I look at Jax and I'm like, oh, like we've only got a couple thousand combined, man. He's like, oh, okay. And like he's in the bag, like rustling through it and looking for it. And I am so grateful that I had the bag on my back, which was the backpack. I had the chicken, Jax had the same. And I was like, look at Jax, I'm like, well, welcome to Colombia, brother. But yeah, and then, yeah, we got out of there, Uber, straight away, straight to the accommodation. We check in, we're like, wow, like, we are fucking happy. So I'll film a video of the accommodation as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much the story. We worked out like 36 hours of travel. It was a long time, but we made it. So now I said to Jax, and my girl's coming tonight, I said, I don't want to do any more like traveling, like unless it's like 2, 3 to 4 hour flights max. Like I don't want to be fucking around on 10-hour flights anymore. Like let's just chill in South America for a bit. Let's just settle in and let's just lock in, bro.